Right now, the NBA is attempting to return to its season in the midst of all the social changes that are going on throughout the country. Those social changes are the fight against racism and racial inequality. The NBA returning can provide a platform for the players, the coaches, and the NBA's league officials and owners to talk about these changes and to promote more change with regards to the fight against racism and racial inequality. Throughout this speech, I will cover the three main groups that are impacted by the NBA's return with regards to these social issues. These three groups are the NBA's players, the NBA's coaches, and the NBA's league officials and the team's owners. Now, the NBA, to restart, in order for it to restart, the NBA's players have to agree to come back because without the players, there are no games. Without games, there is no NBA. So they are the first and therefore the most important group in regards to the NBA's return. And right now, these players are very divided on the idea of coming back. There are some, like Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving, who believe that coming back is simply a distraction and not what's important right now. Kyrie Irving is a 10-year NBA veteran, a 6-time All-Star, and the National Basketball Players Association, or the NBPA's vice president. As reported by The Athletic's senior NBA insider Shams Kahandria, Kyrie Irving had a call with 80 other NBA players to discuss their position on whether to return or not. Kyrie Irving was very adamant that he believed that the NBA's return is very much a distraction and not what's important, and they should be more focused on these social issues, and that he would not return if the NBA were to try and make their players return. However, there are some players, like Los Angeles Lakers center Dwight Howard, who believe that coming back to the NBA can provide a platform and can help bring about more change than they were if they weren't with the NBA. Dwight Howard is a 17-year NBA veteran and an 8-time All-Star. Now, originally, Dwight Howard agreed with the opinions of Kyrie Irving. As reported by The Score's NBA writer Andrew Potter, Dwight Howard said, quote, "Sports, meaning basketball, or entertainment, period, are not what's important right now. What's important right now is the social issues, and that anything else is simply a distraction from them." However, as recently as a month ago, as reported by The Score's NBA writer Josh Weinstein, Dwight Howard changed his mind, stating, quote, he has a contractual obligation to his team, but he also has an obligation to his family and to his community of African Americans. And so Dwight Howard has come back because he believes that the NBA has put them in a position to talk about these issues, and that being on TV and being the only sports league that's going to be on, major sports league that's going to be on, he will be able to talk about these issues and they will be able to bring about more change than they were if they weren't going back to the NBA. Dwight Howard is also giving the remainder of his salary, which is about $700,000, to his Breathe Again nonprofit charity. It appears that most players agree with Dwight Howard's perspective over Kyrie's, as since the NBA is starting to restart, more of them have gone to the bubble, which is in Florida, than have not gone. So they must believe that the change is a good thing, that they will be able to create change by going to the bubble. While players need to get back into the routines and go to practices, they're meeting up with their coaches, who are going through very similar issues that the players are. The coaches are the second main group that are impacted by the NBA's return, and they are again in a very similar position when it comes to these social issues that the players are also dealing with. Many coaches are ready for the NBA to return, but Miami Heat coach Erik Spoelstra believes that the issues need to stay center stage as opposed to the basketball. Erik Spoelstra has been a Miami Heat head coach for 13 years and is a 2-time NBA champion with the team. As reported by the Associated Press's Tim Reynolds, Erik Spoelstra believes again that the NBA's games should not be what's center stage and that the issues need to keep staying center stage, saying, quote, "This is a time for the league to all land on this issue on one spot. If we do this together, we can come out on top and really make social change. This should not disappear from the limelight." Erik Spoelstra's team back in 2012, when Trayvon Martin was killed, actually wore shirts saying, "I can't breathe." So Erik Spoelstra is very much involved with the community of African Americans. All coaches appear to agree with Erik Spoelstra's quotes and echo his thoughts. In the same article, Tim Reynolds reports that Charlotte Hornets head coach Steve Clifford said that there will be a platform, and I think we're all on the same page, meaning that with there being a platform, they can then talk about these issues. With the players and coaches clear on their position on the NBA's return with regards to the social issues going on, it's time to tackle what the owners and league officials think about the NBA's return. Again, the NBA's owners and league officials are the last and one of the main groups of the NBA returning. With these league officials, they see the benefit of the return and think that everyone should be involved in the return, especially that of Commissioner Adam Silver. Adam Silver has been the NBA commissioner for 6 years and has been a massive proponent for changes in the African American community, allowing things like the Miami Heat, as previously mentioned, to wear shirts honoring Trayvon Martin. As reported by Los Angeles Times' Don Woke, Adam Silver has allowed players to wear not their names on their backs, but pre-approved messages as regards to Black Lives Matter. Things like vote or enough is enough. And this is a big step in allowing players to express themselves with regards to these social issues. Adam Silver has also stated that sports need to return because, quote, sports are important to the country. Now, even though league officials and owners know that restarting the NBA means more money in their pocket, as well as not having to postpone next season or even cancel this season, they're doing everything in their power to stand with the players and coaches on these social issues and give them as much possibilities they can to express themselves when it comes to these issues. All three groups, the NBA players, the NBA coaches, and the NBA's league owners and officials share the same stance. The NBA returning can and will provide a platform for better change in the African American community. The NBA's return provides a platform for all three groups and will help in the change with regards to racism and the fight against racial inequality. This return will benefit everyone that returns and will help bring about change. And all three groups believe that this will happen.